We are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. Today we'll be talking about mealtimes.
Okay, I found this BBC article titled How Meal Timings Affect Your Waistline. And so basically they are saying that your meal times would affect your weight. And this is something new, and I think it's something new for Western medicine, I feel because we actually talked about in one of the previous podcasts where the time, I think we talked about how TCM believes in a circadian clock in your body and you have to do certain things at a certain time. Was it the sleep one?
Yeah, the sleep one.
Yeah.
So it's the best time for your liver to regenerate and then the best time for your kidneys and blah blah blah. So basically you should sleep from 11 to 6 or something like that.
Yeah. And so this time it's similar, but they're talking about food. So in TCM, they believe that 7 to 9 a.m. is the time of the stomach, where the biggest meal of the day should be taken. 9 to 11 is the time for the pancreas and the spleen. 11 to 1 is the time of the heart and blah blah blah. So for dinner, they believe that it should be a light affair, consumed between 5 to 7 p.m. because this is the time when the kidney function predominates.
Okay.
Whatever that.
So you should drink more water?
Yeah, what does the kidneys have to do with food?
I don't know, but I think more of 7 to 9 a.m. is the time of the stomach. That's the key thing, which is when you should eat the biggest meal of the day.
The big breakfast.
Yeah, correct. So what this article is saying is that Western medicine came in and they did some studies and they also concluded the same. So one of the study was when they put high BMI women, and I don't know why they only chose women, but okay, were put on a weight loss diet for 3 months, and those who consumed most of their calories during breakfast lost 2.5 times more weight than those who had a light breakfast and ate most of their calories at dinner. And both groups consumed the same amount of calories overall.
Right.
Actually, I was quite surprised about this because to me, I don't know, the most effective weight loss method, or if I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, is just calorie counting. So I'm a firm believer in calories in, calories out. And if your calories out exceeds the calories in, including your basal metabolic rate and everything, you'll lose weight. So this was quite surprising to me. But I'm just thinking 2.5 times, how much did they lose? Because 2.5 times of 10 kg is a lot. 2.5 times of 1 kg is not a lot.
Right.
Yeah, and you always want to report the thing that will get you the most headlines. So we'll always try to figure out which one sounds the best.
Good
Because it's
Right.
2.5 kg versus 1 kg doesn't sound like a lot. But then this group lost 2.5 times more. It sounds so much. So
That's true.
yeah.
I didn't go and open the original article. But I agree with the calorie in, calorie out thing. But I think this is an additional method you can practice on top of your calorie in, calorie out. I think that's what they might be suggesting also.
Yeah. I was looking up the article and they lost 8.7 kg versus 3.6.
Oh.
Okay.
So actually not significant. Wait, so significant.
I guess it's
Yes.
significant. Depends on how heavy they were in the first place.
Yeah.
If they were
BMI of 32.2 on average. So I would think quite high lah.
okay.
Because anything above 27 is considered obese.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There we go. Average of 86.
Oh.
kg.
Okay.
So that means they
kg,
lost
yeah.
about 10% of their weight.
Yeah. In 3 months, is it?
That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Versus, I guess, 5%. 3.7 is it, you said?
Yeah, 3 point something.
So just under 5%.
Yes, 3 point something.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds pretty good given that you still eat the same amount of calories. It's let's say I don't want to cut back on anything.
Oh, I thought they ate less, but they are both on the same
They also
calorie.
ate less.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
ate the same 1,400 calories per day.
So it's restricted, but then both groups ate the same
Oh,
amount
it's a weight
of
loss
calories.
diet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you guarantee lose, but then does changing when you eat actually cause you to lose more?
Yeah.
And apparently it does, which is very surprising. Now, my only issue with this whole thing is they didn't test it out with, healthy BMI people. So you don't really know whether or not these things still apply.
Yeah. I guess because the numbers won't be that big for an average weight person.
I'm also wondering, based on our obesity is a disease episode, how much this timing of your meals affects your epigenetics? Because surely that comes into effect, right? Besides all the physiological just intake and output of calories. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely all in all, I mean, assuming that, their controls are like good, I would say that, this is
Convincing.
quite robust.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't say how many people they had. Oh, 93.
Total?
Total.
So about 40
Yeah.
That's
plus
quite a
in
lot.
each group. 50.
Yeah, I mean, not small, but not entirely very big also.
So this article suggests like possible reasons why eating late is not good. Number one, they said that more energy is possibly used to digest a meal eaten in the morning. Not too sure like where this statement comes from, but I guess if it is true, then more energy used means more calories burned when you're eating the same amount of food.
Yeah.
So you lose more weight. And the second reason could be that fat burning only happens when the organs are starved. So by late night eating, like let's say you eat like super late and your timings are all over the place, then it increases the time window in which you are consuming food, and your digestive system will have less time to recuperate and reduces the chance for the body to burn fat.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, your organs have less time to become starved and start burning fat.
Right.
I think this links back to the intermittent fasting as well. So, the longer interval that you fast, the better as well.
Yes, because that means your body is in this starved state for a longer period of time.
Oh, I found it very interesting. So the researcher said that most Americans consume all the food that they eat within 15 hours in the day. And I was thinking, that's quite normal, isn't it?
That means they
Within
only
15
don't eat
hours.
for,
The time that they sleep.
which
isn't
is
it?
9
9
hours.
Around
hours.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so means they're eating throughout the day.
Almost constantly.
Which is, I guess for most people that's the case also, right? Would you eat like breakfast and supper?
Oh.
Oh no, I don't eat supper anymore.
Maybe
My
not.
body can't take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah, I guess in pre-COVID times, more likely you would like hang out with your friends at night and eat more late.
Maybe.
So it's like, no, I come home.
I'm like, by 9 o'clock, I'm like, are we leaving? My bedtime is 10.
Oh my gosh. You
I
are
take
the
an
kind of
hour to
friend
travel home.
that I would want to hang out with because I want to sleep early too. Or at least get home early. Oh, it's a very random observation, but the circadian researcher, his last name is Panda. Did y'all realize?
Yeah, it is.
So, because sometimes after the first mention, they will just refer to you as your last name. So in a lot of the
yes.
statements, it says Panda sis or something. I was like, oh my god, that's so cute. But yeah, anyway. Moving on.
Okay, moving on. So the article also states another point, which is the consistency of the time we eat could also affect our weight. So example, we might wake up later on the weekends and stuff like that, or like just basically we don't have the self-control to like eat at regular timings every day. So like let's say I eat breakfast at 8 o'clock, I eat breakfast at 8 o'clock every day, even on the weekends. So
Right.
they are saying that these kind of inconsistencies in eating time, like let's say you eat later breakfast on the weekend, results in this thing called a metabolic jet lag. So each of their cells, I don't know what's the English, but each of our cell, bracket S, has a molecular clock that regulates many processes, like the release of hormones or the neurotransmitters that affect your health. They are all in sync with each other and also in sync with the light. And this is related to, TCM, where they talk about like your body clock and like
Right.
and how in general people believe that like your body is in line with the light. I mean, not just food intake, but also like we talk about like what do we talk about? Period, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hormone balance.
It's not just a traditional Chinese thing. There is a lot of evidence based on photoreceptors in our eyes that
exactly.
actually communicate with our brain that affects hormonal secretion from the brain to the rest of our body.
Yeah, and evolutionarily, like because people didn't have light bulbs, right? So we lived really on a day and night kind of thing. So the circadian clocks actually help to coordinate all our organs and to conduct certain processes. And it says that, the metabolism of fats or carbohydrate, or the breakdown and use of all these resources in your body, needs the coordination of multiple organs, including like the gut, the liver, the pancreas, the muscle, the fatty tissue. So if they are uncoordinated, the fat burning process won't be that efficient. And I think this sort of like hit me that, like your digestion is not just like your stomach working at that point of time, and then after that it hands over to your small intestines kind of thing. But there's so many things that need to be in sync for digestion to take place and for actually a lot of processes to take place.
Right.
So I thought that was an interesting point.
I'm just wondering like how finely organized is all of this? Like, is really like changing my eating habits by just 1 or 2 hours over the weekend that disruptive,
You mean what's the room for error, is it?
Yeah, what's the room for error? Because like it kind of feels like it shouldn't be so finely tuned.
The article says like once in a while is fine, but if you talk about like when you go holiday and stuff like that, like how you get jet lags, these things are also affected to a significant extent, and you feel it throughout your whole body. So
I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I guess being as regular as possible is the key here. That's what they're saying. Okay, and lastly, the amount of food we eat also matters. So there is apparently greater sensitivity to insulin in the morning. When we eat late, the glucose from our food remains in the blood for a longer amount of time, and that increases our risk of developing type 2 diabetes, where the pancreas cannot produce enough insulin. So in summary, this article is saying that we should have more regular meal timings. And the saying, which I'm not sure if you've heard of before, but I heard before, is like you should have breakfast as a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. So just now Amanda also talked about intermittent fasting, right? And I was just thinking like, how does this contradict with intermittent fasting? Because like from our intermittent fasting episode with Viz, who told us that you should just follow like either a 12-12 cycle, 16-8 cycle, whatever, 5-2 cycle. Then to me was like, I'll just start my cycle of starvation, not eating after dinner. And then I'll only eat at like 12 noon, like lunch the next day. So I'm skipping breakfast. And I'm like, but this article is telling me to eat my breakfast and not eat my lunch so much, So maybe like I should shift my intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and I don't actually think it scientifically contradicts intermittent fasting at all. It kind of makes sense to me because, if the going assumption for people who study intermittent fasting is that dinner is the one where you have the highest amount of calories, then the whole idea of like, you need to let your body be in that starved mode for longer, hence you delay breakfast, that kind of makes sense.
I think to me, it's two things. So which one do you think is more important, the circadian rhythm or the starving mode?
Yes,
I mean, it's both important clearly, like from this article and from intermittent fasting studies and everything. But which one will have a better or a bigger effect on weight loss?
Yeah, I agree. But I think to really like, I don't know if this is a body hack. I'm not a doctor, again, disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor. I really think the best way to go about doing this is then to just really have a heavy breakfast and then, like what Dorothy said, have dinner earlier but also less, and then done. You're hacking your body. You're getting intermittent fasting but also the circadian rhythm one.
Yeah, that's like maybe the ultimate combination.
Yeah.
But either way, intermittent fasting should still work on its own, regardless of what timing works for you. I guess so.
I guess my question to you guys is, would you try this? Because I don't think I would.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having a big breakfast and a small dinner.
Can you control it?
I don't know. But honestly, I'm like, it sounds awesome having a very big breakfast.
You just want a big breakfast.
Shut up. I don't know. Like, doesn't it sound very appealing? I feel like it sounds very appealing to me.
It does not to me.
Also because I like breakfast food. But
but for me, like, I grew up without eating breakfast.
Right.
So to me, changing this is a very big thing. And also, okay, Amanda asked like, can we do it? I feel like I can't because my family and the people around me, we grow up like having big dinners, as in like dinner is like the main meal of the day. And if you really go out and socialize with your friends, they always meet over dinner and you cannot be like, nah, I'm not eating. because it's a bit difficult.
Wait, why not?
No, it's just a bit difficult. It's like, then what do you do? Sit there and watch people eat?
Yeah.
Oh no, you just eat less, I guess.
Oh yeah, I guess so. But it's like, I feel like it's a very big change for me. So it's very tough. And so my question is, will my body get used to this? If I've not eaten breakfast all my life, will my 7 to 9 a.m. still be the time of the stomach? I do not know if my body adapts.
That's true.
I'm afraid like if I start eating breakfast, the stomach will be like, ooh, suddenly there's food, time to absorb everything, and then in the end I gain weight. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I feel like it would normalize. As in, if the assumption is that you take the same amount of calories in the end, I don't think it would.
I'm a bit
change that
skeptical about this, actually. I mean, for me personally, I'm not skeptical about the science and that it works for some people. But I just think it wouldn't make a big enough difference.
For yourself.
Yeah, and I don't really want to try it. Because honestly, intermittent fasting didn't really affect my weight either.
Me too, I feel. Although I don't know
Maybe
if
you're
I'm
already
straight.
at your optimized weight.
Yeah, so which is why I think it's
optimized
actually is a good suggestion for them to repeat the study in... Wait, is weight loss the main goal?
I think the point is to, I guess, if you can't eat less, then how best do you lose weight, you know?
Oh, okay, because I was thinking the alternate study could be you get a population of maybe normal BMI or low BMI people, and then you make them eat more, so high calorie diet, and some people are on this restricted timing and then some people are not, and then see whether their weight gain is affected.
Yeah, there's a few ways to work around this. Maybe not weight gain, but I just see how their weight is affected. I mean, if the output of the study is weight, then there's a few things we can do. But if the output is about like what intermittent fasting is suggested for, like long-term benefits on health and like your awakeness and that kind of like
Anti-aging.
yeah, then it might be a different thing altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it would ultimately affect all those things because
Would it?
your circadian rhythm actually affects a lot of your hormonal regulation. So to me, I think it might really affect. But again, I don't think the effect is big. I agree with you although I don't think that the effect would be that big. I mean, technically a lot of people has been not living under this circadian rhythm.
True.
And I feel like the human population is still surviving.
No, but
Especially the modern population, I guess.
No, but precisely
But obesity rates are increasing. So.
Exactly, because the modern people have light at long periods
Artificial
of
light.
time.
Yes.
So that's why it could be.
Is the best idea to ship everyone to an island. And then we can just live lost style.
I would run. Oh, okay. It's too much of a hot take. Maybe you can cut it out. I'd rather live shorter life than live on an island without all my modern...
Really?
Okay, how many years are we talking? Are we talking I get two
Like the
more
rest of
years
your
of
life.
life? So I'm from 80
Like
to
basically
82?
all of human society is like screw technology, screw light. We are all just destroying everything and starting anew. We're gonna start from this island. Would you do it?
No.
I feel like I would.
Just snap the finger,
like
snap Thanos'
You're gonna
finger.
stop. Are you really gonna like stop gaming, stop watching your content, and just
Yeah.
live on an island? Really?
Yeah. As in,
You
if-
would get bored so quickly. Of all people.
I don't think so. There's like so many things
Oh
to
wait,
do
you really gonna
if
go
there's no
out and
modern
like
technology.
exercise and do all these things?
I wouldn't have a choice. Like I need to farm at least to get food.
I guess, do I have the knowledge of technology, or are you gonna like wipe my brain?
No. You have knowledge. I would opt for it, knowing that if the deal has to be the rest of humanity is on for it as well. Like basically, I
We're
can't
gonna
be
do
the
a
only
vote and then
loser.
majority wins. So if more than 50% of the population says,
Oh,
yeah, we're
this
gonna
is
go
some
to the
Squid Game
island, we're
shit.
gonna go to the island.
That is all down to an old man. He decides whether or not to go to
That's a Squid Game reference if you don't get it.
Don't watch it, it's boring. Anyway,
Not.
I mean, I can't
it's
comment, I
terrible.
didn't watch.
it's a horrible show.
Okay, your vote can be yes. Whether it will happen is whether the rest of us vote yes.
Why would you not try this breakfast like a king thing if you like breakfast? If it's possible for you.
Recently, I'm just very tired of normal life. Maybe island life is better.
But seriously speaking, who will try this?
As in, I don't mind, but at this point, I can't eat less dinner because I don't prepare my own dinner, even though I'm a 27-year-old
precisely.
man.
That's the thing. It's very difficult because you eat with family or like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like I'm the best one poised to try this, but I will not. It's on principle, on my own principles, because I just don't want to restrict myself.
yeah.
But you're not. You're
the
eating a lot of
timing-wise is already
breakfast.
enough.
I just like food, okay? If it isn't abundantly clear. And what if I want to eat a lot during dinner? Like, oh, I didn't really have a nice lunch. I'm going to compensate and eat a nice big dinner.
Oh, and
Yeah,
that
you can
brings
compensate the next breakfast.
No. I need instant gratification in food.
that reminds me, like, if we actually eat like breakfast like a king and lunch like a prince, that's all school food. That's so boring. Dinner is the only option where we can eat out. Like eat our own food.
Yes.
In summary, none of us are gonna try this method.
I mean, I trust the science.
Exactly,
just
I trust the science.
Logistically, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Oh, but listeners, if you would like to try it, let us know.
Yeah.
And as usual, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. A like and a comment would really help us out.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. We'll post all the links to the articles in the episode description, so check that out. Thank you.